My daughter told me she had cancer and wanted me to spend New Year's with her. I dropped everything, withdrew my entire life savings, $85,000, and took a 10-hour flight to be by her side. I had no idea a trap was waiting. When I arrived at her apartment, she stood there looking exhausted, pale with a turban wrapped around her head. In her hands was a stack of papers. "Dad, I need you to look at this." I was shocked when I read what was on those pages. That moment changed everything. Before I tell you what happened next, drop a comment right now. Where are you watching this from, and what's the temperature where you are? I'm Stephen Foster. I'm 58 years old, and I should have asked more questions. But when your only child is sobbing on the phone from 3,000 miles away, telling you doctors found something bad, you don't think. You just feel the floor drop out from under you. It was mid-December, a Tuesday night, right in the middle of the dinner rush at Coastal Catch My Restaurant on the Portland waterfront. Every table was full. The smell of garlic butter and fresh lobster filled the air. Christmas lights glowed in the windows while heavy snow fell outside, thick flakes sticking to everything. I was working the grill spatula in one hand, order tickets in the other. Burgers sizzling, steamers piling up. Danny Ortiz was calling orders from the pass. We'd worked together 20 years and moved like clockwork. My phone buzzed in my back pocket. I ignored it. We were slammed. It buzzed again. Danny glanced over. Boss might be important. I wiped my hands, pulled out the phone. Miranda, my daughter in San Diego. We hadn't talked in 3 weeks. She was always busy, a marketing director at a tech company. 30 years old, building a life I was proud of, even though I missed her constantly. I handed Danny the spatula and stepped into the back office, closing the door. "Hey, honey, what's going on?" The sound that answered made my chest tighten. Crying, deep, broken crying. "Miranda, baby, talk to me." "Dad?" Her voice shook. "I need to tell you something. I went to the doctor last week. I've been having symptoms, bleeding, pain. They ran tests." I sat down hard in the chair. "They found something. Ovarian cancer. Stage 2. They want to start treatment in January, but Dad," she sobbed, "what if I don't make it to next year? What if this is my last New Year's Eve?" My wife died 10 years ago in a car accident. One moment she was alive, the next, I was standing in a hospital hallway being told she was gone. I never got to say goodbye. I couldn't lose Miranda, too. "You're going to be fine," I said, forcing steadiness into my voice. "We'll fight this. Whatever it costs. Whatever it takes. I know, Dad. I know. But I've been thinking." She took a shaky breath. "If this is happening to me, maybe I can help other women, too. Raise awareness. Start a support group. Do something good with whatever time I have left." My throat closed. Even facing death, she was thinking of others. "That's my girl," I managed. "Always thinking beyond yourself. Will you come here to San Diego? Help me with this. I can't do it alone. And I don't want to spend New Year's by myself. Please, Dad, come ring in the new year with me, just in case it's my last." I didn't hesitate. "I'm coming. I'll be there. You won't be alone. Promise. Promise." When I hung up, I just sat there staring at the wall, my hands trembling uncontrollably. Then I walked back into the kitchen. Danny took one look at my face. "Boss?" I struggled to speak. Mr. and Mrs. Thompson sat at the bar regulars for 15 years. They'd watched Miranda grow up, even served tables alongside her when she was in high school. "It's Miranda," I finally said. "She has cancer. Stage 2. She wants me in California for New Year's. She wants to help other patients, even while she's fighting this herself." Mrs. Thompson's eyes filled with tears. Danny set down his tongs. "Can you handle things here for a week or two?" I asked. "I need to go to her." "Don't even ask," Danny said. "Go! We've got this." Mr. Thompson stood. "Whatever you need, Stephen. We're here." That night, alone in my apartment above the restaurant, I opened my savings book. 30 years of 70-hour weeks. Every dollar saved for retirement, for slowing down someday. I stared at the balance. It was everything I had, and I'd give it all to save her, to help her make a difference, to give her purpose no matter how much time she had left. What kind of father would I be if I didn't? The bank manager looked at me like I was crazy when I asked to withdraw $85,000 in cash. Carol had known me for years, approved my restaurant loan back in '97, came to my wife's funeral, and right now she was scared for me. "Mr. Foster, that's your entire retirement." "I know." "In cash?" "Yes." She leaned forward. "Stephen, I have to ask. Has someone contacted you about a charity, a fundraiser?" "My daughter?" Her face changed. "And she mentioned starting something, a foundation. She has cancer, Carol. Stage 2 ovarian cancer. She wants to help other women. Start a support group, maybe. My voice hardened. I think that's beautiful. Carol's eyes filled with tears. I'm sure it is. But charity scams are targeting older adults right now. If your daughter is setting up any fundraising website, please be careful. My daughter is dying. The words stopped her cold. 3 hours later, I walked out with an envelope in my coat. $85,000. Everything I'd saved in 30 years. Carol made me sign form after form, warned me about carrying cash, but I said no. Miranda needed it now. I stopped at the restaurant. Danny was prepping in the kitchen. He saw my face and put down his knife. You really did it. Yeah, that's everything you got, boss. He wiped his hands on his apron. 30 years we'd worked together. This charity thing, he said quietly. She mentioned any details, a name, a website. Not yet. She's sick, Danny. She wants to raise awareness, help other women, maybe start a fund. Danny nodded but didn't look convinced. Just be careful, okay? She's my daughter. I know, he squeezed my shoulder. I know she is. By the time I got home, Ruth Martinez was at my door with Ethan Morrison. 19 years old community college kid, good with computers. Ethan's setting up your banking app, Ruth announced, so you can check your account from California. For 20 minutes, Ethan walked me through downloading it, setting the password. I felt like an idiot. What do you want for the password? 0412, Miranda's birthday. Ethan nodded, typed it in. You're all set. Just be careful, Mr. Foster. There's a lot of scams targeting people. It's for my daughter. She has cancer. Ethan went quiet, handed me back my phone. 5 o'clock the next morning, I stood in the Portland jetport with the envelope inside my jacket. My phone buzzed. Miranda, Dad, are you coming? Me on my way. Miranda, I'm scared. Me, I'm coming, baby, I promise. I boarded as the sun rose, found my seat, tucked the envelope deeper into my coat. And as the plane lifted off, I thought about Carol's warning, Danny's worry, Ethan's careful voice. Charity scams, targeting older adults. Be very careful. But this wasn't a stranger asking for money. This was Miranda, my daughter, the girl who fell asleep on my shoulder during long car rides, who called me every Sunday from college, the girl who, even facing death, wanted to help other people. That wasn't a scam. That was a good heart, and I was going to make sure she got to use it. 6 hours on 2 planes, and every minute felt like torture. I kept thinking, what if I'm too late? The first flight was packed. Middle seat, no legroom. The envelope in my coat pressed against my ribs with every breath. $85,000. Everything I had. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't stop hearing Miranda's voice on the phone. I'm scared, Dad. About an hour in, the woman next to me closed her magazine and sighed. You visiting family? My daughter. That's nice. I have a daughter, too. She shook her head. Only calls when she needs money, though. 32 years old and still thinks I'm an ATM. My jaw tightened. My daughter has cancer. Stage 2. And you know what she wants to do with whatever time she has? Left help other women going through the same thing. The woman's face went pale. I'm sorry, I didn't mean... She's not taking from me, I said quietly. I'm giving. There's a difference. She didn't say another word the rest of the flight. We landed in Denver just before noon. 2-hour layover. The airport was massive, crowded with holiday travelers still making their way home. I found a bench near my gate and pulled out my phone. Opened the banking app Ethan had taught me to use. The balance stared back at me. Still there. Still real. I locked the screen and texted Miranda that I was halfway there. She wrote back right away. Said she couldn't wait to see me. Then another message came through. She'd been thinking about what we talked about helping people, about making her fight mean something for other women too. I told her we'd figure it out together, whatever she needed, whatever she wanted to do. She sent back 3 words, I love you. I stared at my phone for a long time, typed the same words back, tried not to think about how many times I might have left to say them. The second flight was shorter, but worse. I couldn't sit still, kept checking my watch. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. When we finally descended into San Diego, the light outside the window was gold, warm, bright. I looked down at my winter coat, felt the sweat starting under my collar. I was still dressed for Maine, still carrying everything I owned pressed against my chest. I saw her the second I walked through the sliding doors at baggage claim. Miranda was standing by the curb in a loose sweater and a pale blue turban wrapped around her head. Her face was thin, too thin. Makeup couldn't hide the hollows under her eyes, the grayish tint to her skin. She looked fragile in a way I'd never seen before. When she saw me, she smiled. and I broke. I crossed the distance in 3 steps and pulled her into my arms. She felt so small, so light, like if I let go, she might just disappear. "You came," she whispered against my shoulder. "Of course I came. I wasn't sure you would." I pulled back, held her face in my hands, studied every line, every shadow. "I will always come. Always." She started crying. I started crying. And right there in the California sun, in the warm air that felt like a different planet from the one I'd left that morning, I let myself believe it was going to be okay. That being here was enough. That together we could fight this. Help other people fight it too. Miranda's apartment was beautiful. Too beautiful. But I was too worried about her to wonder how she could afford it. North Park 3rd floor, modern building with palm trees out front. Inside the space was bright and clean. Hardwood floors, big windows, expensive-looking furniture. But what caught my eye were the medical things scattered everywhere. Pamphlets about ovarian cancer on the coffee table. Pill bottles lined up on the counter. A folder labeled treatment plans sitting open on the desk. She touched her turban self-consciously when she caught me looking. "Have you started chemo yet?" "Next week." Her voice was small. "It's so expensive, Dad. But I don't want to just be a patient. I want to do something." I hugged her. "You will, baby." She pulled back, eyes bright. "Actually, I've been thinking about that fund I mentioned. For women who can't afford treatment." She walked to her laptop, turned the screen toward me. Simple, but clean. Big letters across the top, "Fighting ovarian cancer together." Below that, a mission statement about helping women access treatment, raising awareness. "Dad, will you help me? Be the face of it." She looked up at me. "People trust older men, fathers who've been through this. Your story, losing Mom, now me, it carries weight." My throat tightened. "Of course. Anything. We'll need your name, maybe some photos. I'll handle the technical stuff. You just need to be yourself. A devoted father." I stared at the screen, at the purpose she was building out of her pain. "This is beautiful, Miranda. You really think so? I think it gives you something to fight for." She smiled, the first real smile since I'd arrived. That evening I made soup. She barely ate, moved the food around her bowl, apologized. Said the nausea was getting worse. I told her not to worry. Around 7 the door opened, and a man walked in without knocking. Late 20s, expensive jacket, didn't look at me. "Babe, you signed those papers yet?" "Chad, this is my dad." Miranda stood quickly. Dad Chad's helping with the legal paperwork for the charity. Tax stuff, non-profit status. Chad gave me a nod that wasn't really a nod. "Yeah, nice to meet you." He kissed Miranda's cheek, grabbed something from the bedroom, and left. 2 minutes tops. "He's busy," Miranda said, "but he's been supportive." I didn't say what I was thinking, that he didn't seem supportive at all. Late that night, after she'd fallen asleep in the armchair, said the bed hurt her back. I sat on the couch watching her breathe. Steady. Even. Almost too even. On the coffee table, her laptop was still open. The charity website glowed in the darkness. I leaned forward. There under the mission statement was a photo I didn't remember her having. Me and Miranda at her college graduation. And below it, founded by Stephen Foster, a father fighting alongside his daughter. My name, right there, official. I smiled. She'd already put me on there, made me part of it. This wasn't just her fight anymore, it was ours. Turning pain into purpose. That was my girl. I didn't know I'd just signed my name to a lie that would destroy my life. The first full day, December 29th. I mostly just sat with her. We took some photos for the charity. By December 30th, when Miranda asked me to go grocery shopping, I was almost grateful to have something concrete to do. The morning of the 29th, she'd handed me signs she'd made. Fighting for my daughter. Support ovarian cancer. Research. I held them up while she took photos. 20 shots, maybe more. She kept adjusting my posture, checking the angles on her phone. "You look strong, Dad. Determined." I told myself it was for a good cause. By the next morning, she was pale and exhausted in bed. "Dad, I need specific things. Organic vegetables, lean protein. There's a Whole Foods 20 minutes away." She handed me a list. Everything expensive. I didn't care. "I'll pay cash. Don't worry." "Oh, and Dad." She glanced at her phone. "Can I use yours? Mine's dead, and I need to call the charity lawyer." I plugged mine into the charger by her bed. "Take your time." At Whole Foods, I carefully checked every item. Kale, quinoa, wild-caught salmon. An employee teared up when I explained it was for my daughter with cancer. At checkout, $287. Paid in cash. Felt useful. What I didn't know was what happened the second I left. Miranda had waited 30 seconds, then grabbed my phone. Password 0412. Her birthday. She'd opened the banking app. Saw $85,000. Set up a transfer to her account. Memo medical expenses. Thank you, Dad. Processing date December 31st. The money would clear by tomorrow evening. Then she'd opened the charity website, added a donation button linked to an account in my name, posted to social media with my photo, Stephen Foster fighting for his daughter with cancer. Please help. She'd created a fake donor list. 12 people, $12,000. None of it real. Set up automated emails so anyone who donated got a thank you from me. From my email address. She had access to everything. She'd texted Chad Dunn. Money clears tomorrow night. Charity has $12K fake. Real money starts coming. We take it all Jan 1. His reply, told you Cancer Plus Charity would work. Old people are so easy. She deleted the bank notification, replaced my phone exactly, lay back down. Adjusted her turban. Waited. When I walked in with groceries, she stirred. Dad, you're back already. Got everything. Thank you. And Dad, the lawyer, called. The website's live. We already got donations. My heart jumped. Really? Yeah, because of you, your story. People trust you. That night I cooked. She ate 3 bites, pushed the plate away. I'm sorry, Dad. I can't. It's okay, baby. After she went to bed, I opened her laptop, checked the site, my name, my photo. A donation counter, $12,000. $12,000. People were helping, because of her courage, because of us. I didn't know that by tomorrow night it would all be gone, and I would be the one blamed. The next morning, New Year's Eve, Miranda told me she needed to go to the hospital overnight. Emergency treatment, she said. Can you monitor the charity, respond to the donors? I would spend the most important night alone. 4 in the afternoon, she came out dressed, carrying a large bag. Dad, emergency blood work, overnight stay, no visitors. I stood. Let me drive you. No, Dad. Chad's taking me. You need to rest, and someone has to watch the charity. She handed me a printed sheet. Login credentials, email, website admin. Monitor the site, answer donor emails, they're coming in fast. Just thank everyone. Tell them about me. About us. Of course, baby. She kissed my cheek. Chad pulled up outside. Didn't get out, didn't help with her bag. She climbed in, and they drove away. The apartment felt enormous. I cleaned, cooked dinner for 1. At 7, I opened her laptop and logged into the charity website. The counter had changed. $18,000. $6,000 more in 1 day. The inbox was flooded. Donated $50 for your daughter. Praying for you. God bless you. My mom died from ovarian cancer. I started replying. Thank you so much. Miranda will be grateful. By 8, I'd answered 20 emails. Then one stopped me cold. Mr. Foster, the link looks sketchy. Can you verify this is legitimate? My hands shook. I replied quickly. Yes, it's real. At 9, another arrived. Is this legit? I can't find any registration for fighting ovarian cancer together. No nonprofit status. Nothing. I searched Google. Typed the charity name. Nothing. No registration. No IRS records. I called Miranda. Voicemail. Called again. Voicemail. Searched the hospital name. Memorial Bay Medical. No hospital by that name existed. Not in San Diego. Not anywhere. By 10, I was pacing, refreshing the inbox every 30 seconds. More messages. Different now. This looks like a scam. I'm reporting this to authorities. You should be ashamed. At 11, I sat at the laptop trying to understand. The charity wasn't registered. The hospital didn't exist. Miranda wasn't answering. The TV played in the background. Times Square, people cheering. 10:08. I stared at the screen, at the donation counter, at the angry messages. 321 Happy New Year. Fireworks exploded outside. My phone buzzed. Transfer completed $85,000. Charity account withdrawal 18247. I opened the banking app. Balance 0 zeros. Open the charity account in my name. Balance 0. Both empty. Both transferred to Mr. Foster. Another text arrived. Don't call her again. She doesn't want you here. And good luck with the IRS. Chad. I sat frozen. Fireworks bursting outside. TV playing. People celebrating. 0. 30 years gone. But worse, $18,000 from strangers who'd trusted me, who thought they were helping my dying daughter. And I was the one who took it. My name, my face, my crime. Somewhere in this city, Miranda was celebrating with Chad, and I was about to become a criminal. January 1st, a new beginning. Instead, I lost everything and became a fraud suspect. At 6 in the morning, I was standing outside Memorial Bay Medical Center, except there was no Memorial Bay Medical Center. The address Miranda had given me was a strip mall, closed for the holiday. I tried 4 other hospitals. showed Miranda's photo at each emergency room, asked if a Miranda Foster had been admitted for cancer treatment. No record, no patient by that name, nothing. By 9, I was back at the apartment. The door was ajar. I pushed it open. Empty. Completely empty. The furniture was gone. The medical pamphlets were gone. Her clothes, her turban, the pill bottles, all gone. The only thing left was a laptop on the kitchen counter, still open to the charity website. The donation counter was frozen. $18,247. Below it, the comments section was filling up. Scam. I donated $100 and now I can't reach anyone. Reporting this to the police. I found an eviction notice taped to the wall, dated December 15th. She'd been evicted 2 weeks before I even arrived. This was never her apartment. I picked up one of the medical pamphlets she'd left behind. The ink smudged on my fingers. Freshly printed. Stage props. The building manager appeared in the doorway. She left yesterday morning, 9 a.m. Packed everything into a truck with some guy. Did you call the police? I'm calling them now. For you. 20 minutes later, an officer arrived. Uniform badge notebook. He looked at me like I was already guilty. Mr. Foster? Yes? We've received over 40 complaints about a charity fraud. Fighting ovarian cancer together. The account is in your name. All the funds have been withdrawn. My stomach dropped. No. My daughter, she has cancer. Sir. He held up his phone, showed me a screenshot. Angry Facebook posts. A news article with my photo. San Diego charity scam targets cancer donors. You're not under arrest, he said. But we need you to come to the station. You're a person of interest in an ongoing fraud investigation. But I'm the victim. My voice cracked. She took my money too. $85,000. My entire savings. The officer's expression didn't change. That's a family matter, Mr. Foster. Civil issue. This, he pointed at the laptop screen, this is criminal fraud. Multiple victims. Wire fraud. Federal jurisdiction. I felt the room tilt. How much did people donate? I whispered. Over $18,000 so far. Could be more as people realize what happened. I checked my wallet. $3.47. Everything else was gone. Do you have somewhere to stay while we investigate? I looked around the empty apartment, at the laptop glowing on the counter, at my name on the screen. No. He handed me 2 cards, one for a homeless shelter, one for a public defender. You'll need both. I sat on the floor of the empty apartment after he left. Not just broke, not just homeless, a criminal suspect. My name, my face, my email, all attached to a fraud that stole from people who thought they were helping a dying girl. Donors were filing police reports. A federal investigation was starting. News articles were being written. And I couldn't prove I was innocent, because every piece of evidence had my name on it. Outside San Diego was celebrating the new year. Inside my life hadn't just ended. It had been turned into a weapon against me. I'd never been homeless before. Never imagined I would be. Never imagined being suspected of fraud. St. Vincent's Shelter gave me bed 47. I couldn't sleep. Couldn't stop thinking about the charges, the donors, the news articles with my face. On the second day, Father Patrick O'Brien found me. You're the one from the news, the cancer charity. I looked down. I didn't do it. I believe you, but you need a lawyer. He connected me with a legal aid attorney. The meeting was the next morning. Mr. Foster, this is serious. Wire fraud. Multiple victims. If convicted, you could face 10 to 20 years. I didn't do it. My daughter, we need to prove that. I had nothing, just my word, and my word meant nothing against $18,000 and 40 angry donors. Then Detective James Monroe got involved. He showed me a file, police report from Nevada. Melissa Carter, Las Vegas 2021. Fake Veterans Charity. She used her boyfriend as the face, took $42,000, then disappeared. He slid a photo across the table. Miranda. Different hair, but unmistakably her. Mr. Foster, that was a stranger. She used a fake name. But with you, she used her real name. Miranda Foster. Because you're her father. You'd never question your own daughter. My chest tightened. How long has she been doing this? At least 2 years that we know of. Maybe longer. But you're the first family member she's targeted. He pulled out more evidence. Fingerprints on the laptop. DNA on the turban she'd left behind. Bank records showing everything my account to hers. Then to the charity account, in my name. Then offshore. Good news, I can clear you of criminal charges. The pattern proves you were set up. Bad news, you're still liable for the donor money. Civil court. The victims can sue you unless we recover the funds. What does that mean? It means you won't go to prison. But you could spend years paying back money you never took. On the 5th day, Father O'Brien brought me his phone. It's Danny, from Portland. Danny's voice nearly broke me. Boss, we heard everything. We're getting you home. Danny, I can't. We started a GoFundMe. The whole town's chipping in. Ruth posted your story with the police report clearing you. By January 7th, they'd raised $32,000. Enough for a bus ticket home. Enough to start paying back the donors. We're helping you pay those people back, boss. I cried, I don't deserve this. Those people got scammed too. We're all in this together. Father O'Brien drove me to the Greyhound station. He handed me a ticket, $200 cash, and a letter from Detective Monroe. Charges against Stephen Foster dismissed. Federal warrant issued for Miranda Foster, also known as Melissa Carter. Nationwide manhunt begun. The bus rolled through California, Arizona, New Mexico. 72 hours. I watched America pass outside the window and thought about the donors. They're $50 here, $100 there, given to help a dying girl who never existed. I was going home cleared of crimes, but still responsible for harm I never meant to cause. The donors trusted me because of my face, my name, my love. I would survive, but I would never forgive myself for becoming her weapon. December 31st. 1 year later. I sat in a different apartment in a different life, and I was still paying back strangers I'd never met. The apartment was small, one room above the restaurant. Ruth had brought dinner earlier, lasagna still warm in foil on the counter. The TV was on, Times Square, people celebrating. I sat alone at the table with a stack of envelopes in front of me, 43 of them, each one addressed to a different donor, each one containing $50. Next to the envelope sat my ledger. I'd been keeping it for a year. Owed $18,247, paid $6,300 remaining, $11,947. Miranda's photo sat face down on the desk. I hadn't looked at it in months. My phone rang. Detective Monroe. Mr. Foster, we found her. I closed my eyes. Where? Las Vegas. Running another scam. Elderly man, 74 years old. She told him she had ALS. Set up a charity in his name. She'd already taken $60,000 from him when he got suspicious and called the police. Is he okay? He reported it fast. Saved himself from worse. But Mr. Foster, there are multiple charges now. Wire fraud across state lines. Identity theft. She's facing 20 to 30 years in federal prison. I stared at the envelopes on my table. The prosecutor wants you to testify, Detective Monroe continued. Your case will help add years to her sentence. Will it help the donors get their money back? No, sir, the money's gone, but it will prevent future victims. I was quiet for a long time. Did she? I swallowed. Did she ask about me? No, sir, she didn't. I nodded even though he couldn't see me. Tell the prosecutor I'll testify, not for me, for the 43 people she scammed using my face. After I hung up, I sat there staring at the ledger. 20 to 30 years. She'd be 50 when she got out. I'd be 80, maybe dead. I looked around the apartment, small, humble, but mine. The restaurant hummed below. Danny was closing up for the night. I could hear him whistling. On the wall above my desk hung a dozen thank you letters, framed, from donors I'd paid back. One of them said, Mr. Foster, thank you for paying me back. You didn't have to. You're a victim too. But you did anyway. That's character. I'd cried the first time I read it. Still teared up every time I saw it. The TV started counting down. 10, 9, 8. I stood, grabbed my beer, raised it toward the window. Snow was falling over Portland. Quiet. Peaceful. 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. I whispered to the empty room. Happy New Year, Stephen. You survived, and you're doing the right thing. One payment at a time. I looked back at the ledger. $11,947 left. 2 more years. Maybe 3. I'd pay every cent. Fireworks burst outside. I watched them alone. Not destroyed, not broken. My phone buzzed. Text from Danny. Boss just sent another $500 to the repayment fund. From restaurant profits. We're doing this together. I typed back. Thanks, Danny. Thanks for being real family. People ask me if I hate her. The truth is I don't feel anything anymore. The daughter I loved didn't exist. She was a character Miranda played to get close to me. And the woman who used me as a weapon, she's paying the price now. 20 to 30 years in federal prison. But the real price, the one that matters. It's the $11,947 I still owe to strangers who trusted a father's face. I'll pay every cent, because that's what real men do. We clean up our messes, even the ones we didn't make. So let me ask you this. If someone used your face, your name, your love to hurt innocent people? Would you walk away, or would you spend years making it right? Because here's what I learned. Family isn't blood. It's Danny sending $500 every month from restaurant profits. It's Ruth bringing dinner on the hard nights. It's 43 strangers I'm paying back $50 at a time, even though I was a victim too. Miranda took my money, took my trust, turned me into a weapon against good people, but she didn't take my integrity. The lesson is this. Sometimes you're innocent and guilty at the same time. Innocent of the crime, but guilty of the consequences. Real characters paying for harm you didn't cause just because your name was on it. Walk away from toxicity even when it wears your daughter's face, but don't abandon the people caught in the blast. Clean up the wreckage, even if it takes years, even if it wasn't your fault. Because that's the difference between a victim and a survivor. Survival isn't just existing, it's keeping your honor. Looking back at this true story, I wish I could tell my younger self, don't let love make you blind. I thought being a good father meant giving everything without asking questions. God gave me a heart full of love, but I forgot. He also gave me a mind to protect it. Here's what I learned the hard way, and I pray you never have to learn it like I did. Verify before you trust, even with family. When Miranda showed me those medical pamphlets, I should have asked for hospital records. When she set up that charity website, I should have checked if it was legally registered. God blessed me with community. Danny Ruth Father O'Brien, who tried to warn me. I should have listened. This true story isn't just about a scam. It's about how good intentions can be weaponized. Grandpa's stories like mine are warnings. Predators study what you love most, then use it against you. My mistake wasn't loving my daughter. It was loving her more than I valued truth. If someone asks you to be the face of their cause, even family, verify everything first. Check legal registration. Ask questions. God forgives the trusting heart, but he also expects us to be wise as serpents. Don't let guilt or love silence your common sense. The grandpa stories we share aren't meant to shame us. They're meant to protect you. Learn from my true story. Love doesn't mean abandoning discernment. It means loving wisely. So I'm asking you, have you ever ignored red flags because you wanted to believe? Have you been in a situation where trust nearly destroyed you? Share your story in the comments below. Your experience could save someone else. And if this touched your heart, subscribe to this channel. Let's build a community where grandpa stories become lessons, not just tragedies. God bless you all.